Good morning, happy Sunday, and welcome back to another episode of West Ham Reunited. I'm Andy, and I'm joined by YouTube royalty, shall I say? We've got young Jake next to me, and we've got Bill West Ham below. First of all, Jake, how are you, mate?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I'm never going to take it for granted when people say how much work goes in the back behind the scenes of a YouTube channel. When everyone says it, I'll be like, yeah, I know exactly how you feel now.
Yeah, lovely intro, mate. Good work.
Yeah, it's a great intro.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm working on a second one, so we're going to alternate, and we're going to do I'm going to do like a current one and stuff like that. But when I saw your one, I see Jake's one. I'm like, I'm fed up with the default. the default. Yeah, no, definitely. But Bill, how are you, mate?
Yeah, fine, thanks, mate. Yeah, obviously, shame about the scoreline yesterday, but at least we got a point. But obviously, we'll talk about that in depth in this video. But yeah, all fine, thanks, mate.
Yeah, no, it was weird. Obviously, I saw you yesterday. Obviously, we done the stream. Yeah. And literally, it was mad that you were standing where like 2 meters away as well from where we were.
Yeah.
It was mad. We've seen everyone really. We've seen met a load of people. So it was nice weather, but we weren't there for the weather really.
No.
Well, it was a sort of a home game for you, Jake. Really. So you really loved her.
yeah, it's good. Not far to travel. Shame about the result, but a point's a point, I suppose. And it's going to be interesting what David Moyes has got up his sleeve, because it was inevitable whether he was going to get sent off, whether he was going to get injured, that Mikel Antonio was going to be absent from the side. But I'm not very happy with the decision from the ref after watching the challenge back. I know you've got to stay on your feet on a yellow card, but he didn't touch the geezer. For that second, he did not touch him. And Lanzini, he got a free game ban for doing pretty much exactly that a few years ago. Lanzini seems like the only player who's actually got that ban. And he was falling over before Antonio even got near him. And to be fair, Antonio didn't even get near him. But yeah, that slightly annoyed me. Of course, you can't appeal it, can you? Because it's second yellow. But anyway.
Yeah. The one thing what I wanted to, obviously we'll touch upon the game, but you sort of have that on every away game, and obviously all of us both being there, the atmosphere what we created again as an away fan. I'm not just saying it because we are West Ham fans, but what an atmosphere it was.
No, it was unreal. Yeah, I was singing from the first whistle to the last whistle. Giving stick the Tottenham fans back, get battered everywhere they go every 5 minutes, which was quality. But fair play to the Southampton fans that were sat near us. Actually, they were the only fans in there for the home section actually fucking singing. Everyone else is like a library, but they were the ones actually giving it. So fair play in there. So excellent away atmosphere as always.
Sorry, before we interrupt, so Gaz, I keep saying that I keep cutting out. Richard, can you confirm whether all of us are cutting out, please? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear okay.
Loud and clear, yeah.
Okay.
It might be streaming. We'll just wait for that. Hang on.
Yeah, we'll just give it a second. Just don't want to talk for 10 minutes and then all of a sudden there.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, we'll just wait. See, your dad might be able to confirm, Jake, to see whether we can hear us. Okay. Yeah, all sound good. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I just didn't want to rev it on, and all of a sudden, no one can hear some. I want to start with Southampton first. We'll start with you, Jake. What did you make of them? Would you expecting that, or?
Well, they weren't great alongside West Ham, to be honest, were they? Nothing to really scream about. I mean, McCarthy, Livramento looks decent. Sully, so their big centre back looked half decent. I think Stevens really frustrated Antonio, and that's the reason he got his first yellow card, because he literally beast-handed him and just chucked him out of the way.
Yeah.
Ward-Prowse was poor, I thought. Gineppo really annoyed me. Armstrong looked okay, but I think the one thing that did worry me is they were through one-on-one a couple of times, and if we would have played a better side with a clinical midfield and attack, we would have conceded at least 2 yesterday.
Yeah, I sort of agree with you there, mate. considering the chances what we had, and we'll probably move on. We'll probably move on to the way we played, but it's hard to because we've got a point, and I don't know whether it's just proves how far we've come. And even at the end of the game, Southampton celebrating like they drew with Man United again. Does that sort of prove how far we've come, Bill? Really, as well?
Yeah, I think it shows. We've gone away from home, got a point, and we're still disappointed that we haven't got the result, got the 3 points. But I think Southampton, that look, they haven't won this season, but they played like a team that have gained some confidence for getting that point at home against Man United, and getting that draw in the very last minute against Newcastle before the international breaks. And they've got some decent players, and they created a few chances, not with any of the names in the starting lineup, but their sub Brojo come on for Armstrong was pretty quiet. He had their best 2 chances. He come on for the last 15 minutes. He had the best 2 chances. So, but unfortunately, Nepo, I thought was really impressive throughout. He looked their most liveliest player. He had one of the very few chances in the first half where he kind of decided like he was going to go on target, and Dawson got a valuable header which went for a corner. But I thought as Jake said, for Stevens and Salusa, I think they looked the most threatening or most powerful of centre backs, but they kept a clean sheet and they were excellent. And you'd expect both defences have been pretty leaky this season, but for both teams to keep a clean sheet shows how they improved yesterday.
The one thing we can say with regards to this comment, at least West Ham are scoring off the pitch.
God, I saw that last night. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to plug that. We'll start with the West Ham team now. Jake, obviously we done your preview obviously before when we were outside the ground, and we were like, yeah, I'm feeling confident. I think Zuma will come in. I thought Areola would have come in, and then we sort of discussed this the other day as well. This happened. Was you surprised with this starting lineup?
100% I was surprised, and it shows once again how stubborn David Moyes is. He likes, to bring in his signings. He likes to bring in quality signings, but he likes to stick with his guns that have got him to where he is. And to be fair, Dawson, he didn't have a great game, but what Bill just said there, that header, we were pretty much in line with that, and that was going pretty much in the top corner, and that was a valuable header from Dawson. I was surprised. I mean, we all thought Dawson was coming out and Zuma was coming in, and we thought that was nailed on. Pretty much, I'd say 3/4 of the fan base wanted Areola to come in, but those two being in there surprised me. Nothing else really surprised me, to be honest with you. But yeah, surprising, I thought personally.
Bill, do you want to add anything to that, mate?
Yeah, not a surprise for me that Fabianski stayed in goal. I think Moyes is obviously pretty loyal to him, and he's going to give him more chances than not. And I think Areola is probably going to start the Europa League matches to start with. He's probably be the cup keeper, and then we'll see how the league form dictates from there. And like Jake said, I think slightly surprised that Dawson did start, especially as Zuma had played for France, as we touched on your show the other day, Andy, with Zuma played for France. So, but then again, as Jake rightly says, Moyes doesn't like to change a team for the sake of it, and we've been unbeaten this season, so it might have been harsh on the players if anyone was dropped.
Yeah, the thing what worries me is, do you reckon? Is it Moyes is just telling Fabianski we need to start playing out the back? Because the couple of times, even when he had to kick it from a goal kick because they were pressing so high, it just didn't look right. Do you reckon that's what he's been told as well, that he can't kick? Because we sort of nearly got us in trouble again yesterday. Or am I just thinking I just want Areola in goal?
No, I thought Fabianski was solid, mate. I have no qualms with his display. His handling was good. Caught a few crosses, and I thought he looked pretty solid to me.
I think it's just more his distribution with regards to his kicking, like his goal kicks, because he doesn't want to kick them long. But that's what I meant. Do you reckon Moyes has just told him like not to risk it, or Jake? What do you reckon? Or
I don't know. I did notice that more, that we were, passing around from the back, but that works if we're going to zip it around quickly. Yesterday it was very pedestrian. We rolled it from Dawson to Ogbonna, back to Fabianski, out to Creswell, back to Dawson. It just seemed very much pedestrian and very much just in half speed, if you like. I don't know in terms of Fabianski whether he's been told not to lump it long because he's not fantastic at kicking. I can't imagine David Moyes has gone to him and said, Don't kick the ball long, mate. I can't personally see him doing that. He's got experience. Yes, his kicking isn't great, but I couldn't have seen David Moyes going up to him, saying that personally.
Yeah, no, it's just what I saw, because obviously at Newcastle as well, it's exactly the same thing. But no, like you said, it's all about appearance. Jake, I need you to help me translate this, mate.
Okay then. Standards are high now, boys in the hood. It felt like a loss. Zuma would have added a spark. He is what we needed. He is top class.
Thank you.
And lots of emojis.
It's still early for me. My body's still not functioning for Peach. And Peach, what? It's like 20 to 6 in the morning.
Oh.
20. Christ, man. Let's have a look. So the comment: the first foul on Antonio I thought was harsh, and then Antonio threw him on the floor, but it was holding Antonio. Yeah, if it's not a sending off or anything, no, the VAR or anything's not going to get involved, really, is it? Like, it's not really.
He was frustrating to Antonio Stevens, annoying, just getting in his way, and I think Antonio just lost his patience. He thought it was a free kick personally, and so did I, and the ref didn't give it straight away, so I went, oh, I don't care. Whack him out the way, literally pick him up and shove him out the way, which was probably the wrong decision, which is now going to cost him playing against Man United. But I said it with Nicky after the game. I wouldn't take Antonio to Zagreb. I give him 2 weeks because he looked absolutely knackered. I keep him at home, let him recoup, recover from obviously his Jamaica trip that hit him hard, and I think we can handle with either Vlasic, Bowen, or Yarmolenko up front. I think.
Yeah, I hope we have enough for Thursday, but we'll sort of move on. Really, in the first half, I think the first half was really, really flat, and obviously we're not really creating any chances. And like I said, this is all about an opinion show, and we're sort of. Say it. In my opinion, Benrahma was just non-existent for the whole game. I don't know about you. He was just trying to get into. I think Southampton done their homework, like exactly what Palace done to us, pretty much in the second half, and just shut him out. But Benrahma was just running into the players. He wasn't trying to create space. Would you agree, or do you reckon Southampton just defended well?
Yeah, a bit of both, mate. And yeah, he was quiet and. He's not going to play amazing every game, and it wasn't a great surprise when he got subbed. But that's the thing with Vlasic; we've got options on the bench in that area. So, and I thought Vlasic was excellent. I thought really, really good debut. I thought when he came on. So, it wasn't a great surprise that Benrahma was subbed.
I think it was a hard game for a player like Benrahma because, as you said, we were very flat. Nothing was really happening. I said it with you after the game when we did a little chat about it. I thought, whoever picked up the ball, trying to progress forward, a few times they just put their hands up. They're like, somebody move. And at throw-ins as well, just somebody please move, look creative. Benrahma, he'd pick up the ball in the midfield, he'd go forward, and there's just no one making a run. There's just no one there to pass to. So he just ends up just running straight into defenders. A very tough game for a player like Benrahma, I think. I agree. Vlasic looked excellent. I thought he looks fiery. He picked up the ball. He ran at the defence. He had a bit of skill about him. So I wouldn't be surprised if. I would be surprised. Vlasic will obviously start on Thursday because we can't start Yarmolenko up front. But yeah. He didn't have his best of games, but in a way, I don't think it was his fault.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's what I was just going to add. So if you just think like when we done that, Soufal played 270 minutes. Souček was heavily involved. Rice played 180 minutes, and Fornals was obviously travelling. Benrahma didn't really play much, but done a lot of travelling. There wasn't really many goals apart from the What was the score of the Tottenham game yesterday? I can't remember.
3-0.
Oh, that was it. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Jake. And the Man United game, there wasn't really many but there wasn't really many goals. Do you reckon that was to do with the international break, the first game back syndrome, or
possibly? Yeah.
I think definitely it's hit us hard. And somebody said at half time to me, they said, if we're going to be like this after just doing an international break, we could really do without playing on Thursday and travelling all the way over to Croatia, because obviously we need to probably rest. I mean, trying to predict the lineup for the game on Thursday is impossible, because you just don't know what Moyes would do. We'd want to rest as many first teamers, but then still have a go at the Europa League. But yeah, it definitely did come into consideration the amount of travelling Premier League players have done in the last week.
Yeah. Rice, for me, I know he's the captain and stuff like that. I'm not saying he would have made a difference, but the last 15 minutes he could barely walk. I know he done that clearance off the line, and maybe you say if he brought off, but maybe someone like a Lanzini or someone with a bit of energy may have made that difference and sort of drove us on. But like you said, we're not football managers, and we're here to say what they are. We'll do a little roundup at the ratings at the end. I know it's hard to sort of do an analysis on it, but the thing what worried me was this stats here, the possession. After looking at that, it didn't seem like it was that kind of game. And the passing, the amount of passes we actually done, but as you can see there, the corners very flat as well. Did you think it was that much in possession? I thought we kept the ball really more than them at some point.
Yeah, but you look at the amount more possession now, but look at the amount of shots. We had exactly the same. So they had more of the ball, but what did they do with it? So I wouldn't read too much. I think the stat at the bottom is probably what contributed to a goal that's drawn. And look at the amount of fouls that both teams conceded against each other. So that it was a stop-start affair throughout, wasn't it?
Yeah. Jake, do you want to add anything there?
Yeah, I don't look at possession. I can't stand the stat, and I agree with Bill. Look at the one down, shots on target. They have 20+% more possession than us. I couldn't care less because we had exactly the same shots on target. Possession, the pundits can sit there. We had 80% possession, but did you do anything with it?
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They had 60.
The most important stat is the scoreline.
Yeah, exactly.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. The real chances what we had, obviously I know Bowen and Antonio had that decent shot at the start. I thought that was written in the stars, Yarmolenko, after he done that fantastic first touch. I thought his shot might
similar to Palace, where you think he's going to stick in the top bins, and he didn't.
It was literally a carbon copy of that one against Crystal Palace, and I was in exactly the same position pretty much in the stadium, obviously different stadium, but in line with it. Here we go, and what's he do again? He goes straight over, and that really did annoy me. Andy, I don't like Andrei Yarmolenko, but I say, done it again.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. And then when you see him score that weldy in the Euros, you'd think, he's really worked on his finishing. Do you know what I mean? And then he ended up doing that, which was a bit frustrating from my. Do you agree with the substitutions? Do you reckon any of them could have come any sooner, or do you reckon Moyes sort of judged it right yesterday?
I think it was about right. I think with Moyes at times, sometimes his subs have been too late. But I think with Vlasic, who's born at the perfect time, Ben Rama was quiet, as we've said, and he had enough time to make an impact in the second half, which he did. I thought he was excellent. So I didn't have many complaints, to be honest. Yeah, no, definitely. We've got a guest from another country. He's still there. No, good man, Jazz. Good man.
Jazz.
Yeah, we've got. He sent me a load of videos. So he's out in Vienna. He went to the game yesterday and interviewed a load of local fans. So I've got all that to edit and make into a video today.
Oh,
so
quality.
Jazz has gave me some load of homework to do. So
good man.
Yeah. It's a bit of a. We're still unbeaten, and me and Ryan were sort of discussing it on the way home in the car. It's like we should have really. You'd rather us won one of these games and and lost one, or do you sort of agree with the unbeaten run because we'll be on more points, or is that very typical West Ham thing to say?
Yeah, typical West Ham. That is. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. You can look at it like that, but it is what it is.
I think with yesterday, guys. I think in the seasons gone by, especially the last games under Slaven Bilic, last games under Manuel Pellegrini, I think we would have lost yesterday. So I think that just shows the strength, determination, willing, and resolve to go to the very last minute of every game and making ourselves hard to beat, which is a good thing.
Yeah, no. The one thing, I'm a huge David Moyes fan, and we were sort of discussing that. His interview after the game, obviously, said we weren't great, but praising the supporters again, we were sort of mentioning that, Jake, weren't we, in the concourse when we was watching the Tottenham game, and the fans started chanting. It was nice to see us actually chanting David Moyes' Claret and Blue Army.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I thought it was a really good touch. Yeah.
Because a few people still don't think, even everyone criticises certain people who they criticise, but the fact that we're getting behind him as well, and it must mean a lot to him and his staff as well, not just for the players, but for me, the 4-0 song. I just absolutely.
Go on, Andy, take it away. Andy, take it away.
Really?
Yeah, really. Yeah, really.
I'm the host, Jake. I'm the host. I think you should take it. I've started singing Antonio on your show the other day.
What was your say? I heard on social media after I heard three different versions of the last line of it. It's we're going to Vienna, he's going to Vienna, and something else as well. I don't even know what it was, but
but no, it's a great chant, and
it is.
See, thinking ahead to Sunday, I know we're going to do a preview on it now. Do you see Zuma not starting on Thursday now and saving him now for Man United, and you see Dawson start?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Tough shout, mate. Yeah, I'd be shocked if Zuma didn't start Thursday, and Vlasic as well. But then Sunday's a different kettle of fish, so might be just due to conditioning and so on. So it's really tough to call.
Yeah, I think the reason why a lot of it was flat as well, and that they sort of mentioned to David Moyes, this is the first international break where 3 fixtures have been played instead of the 2. Because where they've got to try and crush all the qualifiers and everything in, and obviously we've got another one in. What is it? Less than a month's time. So it's sort of you're sort of getting into it. But I think then it stops till March. But obviously we've got all them other fixtures. I did like our bench. What we had. We obviously with the new signings coming on, it looks a little more different than Palace. And I thought Vlasic, like you said, he looked very, very hungry. Where do you actually see him playing, or do you reckon where he's so versatile, he'll just play all over? I can honestly see him as a false 9.
Yeah, all over the shop. I think he play across there, attacking, out wide as a number 10, second striker, false 9. I think he's got the versatility, he's got the pace, got the direct running. I think what actually really impressed me more than anything, which probably goes under the radar, is he won a header against, I think, Stevens as soon as he come on.
Yeah,
fucking fair play to you, because you could have all the talent and the flair, but if you can get up and actually win headers, or even just put a challenge in and make different for the centre halves, that's a really good trait to have. So that impressed me, as well as obviously his technical ability yesterday.
I liked it because he wasn't scared to put a foot in. He was winning headers. He was, picking up the ball. He was running. It was refreshing to see yesterday in a very flat game. In spots we could see him. He didn't have any feet. He was just running at defenders, and he had the skill to get past them as well. Yeah. When he gets 90 minutes, and hopefully that'll be Thursday, I could really see him impacting the game a lot on Thursday. I could see him bagging a goal for sure, because we only saw 20 minutes of him today, and yesterday, sorry, and he was very good. I reckon David Moyes will probably give him a free role if Benrahma isn't in the side, to just roam around where you want, when you want, and just let him do his stuff.
I honestly thought that free kick what we got in the last few minutes was made for him, and obviously we thought you can. I thought that was a bit poor with Declan Rice and Creswell. I know it's easy. I thought either you cross the ball into the danger area, like Creswell's got that ability, or you go for a goal. Yeah, you shouldn't just lay it off. They closed. I think they were there before Declan Rice at one point, before he even shot. But yeah, it's the way we see it, the way the Jazz. I'll bring this comment up. Where was it about the start? We made a better start than what we did last season. So after the 4 games, so we're 2 points better off. Obviously, 2 less defeats, and I'm just feeling really. I'm down because of the way it was flat, but it just proves like we sort of mentioned earlier how far we've come. But do you think? It's hard to. Do you think the ref? I'm not trying to make excuses. Did you sort of think the ref was a bit poor yesterday? I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to. I thought he didn't have the best of games yesterday.
Certainly wasn't happy, and I think that's shown with the amount of fouls that were given for both sides.
He was poor. He was poor, and the fact with that injury in the box to one of our players, I forgot who it was. He was doing a drop ball, and even Southampton, West Ham, Bonner, that was it. Yeah. Even the players didn't know what was going on. Redmond just left it. Probably Fornals went and got it, or Creswell or whatever, and then he stopped it again. No one had a clue what was going on, and yeah, not a great game. But I'm sure we'll come on to the red card in a minute. But yeah.
Just quickly, Andy. So I think what Jazz has put about a point against Palace looks good, and obviously Southampton drew with United. I think that's a really good point, and also I think probably what some fans are probably more disappointed yesterday because they thought we'd beat Southampton easily, and I thought we'd win yesterday. I thought we'd go for a 2-1, a West Ham 2-1, but I was seeing on Twitter 3-4-0. And we'd just blow them away. They've got some decent players. I know they've sold Ings, etc., but they've still got some decent players, and they're at home. And they, as Jazz said, drew United. They drew Newcastle in the last minute, so they're not like a derby from 07-08. They're not a championship side. They've still got some very good players. So
I sort of agree with you, mate. Like I said, now I'm not saying we're an established, but we finished in the top 6 last year. A lot of teams are going to play different against us than what we did. I know we started getting them results, but the likes of Leeds and stuff like that, I think even Leeds and we've got Leeds and Brentford coming up. They're going to treat us like not a Man City, but you know what I mean, like a top side where they're going to go, well, we're going to be hard, we're going to try and break them down, press high, and try and sit. Do you know what I mean? I think that's
something we've got to get used to because we can't surprise teams with how. We can't play exactly how we did last season, and we shouldn't do because we've got better players in the forward areas. So, that's something we have to get used to. If teams are going to defend deep, 10 men behind the ball, we've got to be good enough to create more chances.
Yeah.
Do you think we've got a plan B?
I hope so. We're going to have to have a plan B. I'm afraid. It was inevitable that Antonio was going to miss a game here or there or get injured. There's going to have to be a plan B, and I hope David Moyes has got something magic up his sleeve. We've got to believe him because not many of his magic plans have gone wrong. So whatever he does on Thursday night, we've got a back. Hopefully it's not Andrei Yarmolenko up front, but hopefully he's got to have a plan B. He will have a plan B because there's no way that he wouldn't have brung in a striker if he didn't have something up his plan up his sleeve with Vlasic, I think.
Yeah, spot on.
Can you translate for me, please, Jake?
Pablo Fornals.
He eats paella, he drinks Estrella, going to Vienna.
I love that song so much.
Who wants to start first on the red card?
I'll start. I want to start. Listen, the first yellow card was it. I don't know what to say. It was it was in a way stupid from Antonio. I know he was frustrated, but he should know better not to pick a geezer up and throw him. He should know better. With the second one, listen, I've watched it back this morning. I don't know whether the ref had a good view of it, but this is what VAR is here for. As I said earlier on, that was a clear and obvious dive. Mikel Antonio, bless him, he didn't even get near Gineppo, and he was already, if you watch it, he was already like tilted over and was going to fall over when Antonio got near him. He was falling over whatever happened, even if Antonio pulled out of the challenge. Yes, it was poor from Antonio because you just got to stay on your feet on a yellow card because it's dangerous on a yellow card not to stay on your feet. I think personally going into tackles. This is what we brought VAR in for, is to take out these bad decisions, and it was a bad decision yesterday because he didn't touch him, and Gineppo should have a 3-match ban now because it was a dive, and he did it all game. He was threatening, he was jumping himself to the floor, he was diving. It's just disappointing. I said straight away, oh God, he's gone straight into him, he's off, and he was off, but he didn't go straight into him because he didn't even hit him.
Bill?
Yeah, I can pretty much agree with everything Jake said. I think, judging by the amount of fouls that were given and stop-start nature of the game yesterday and fouls for the most minimal contact, it wasn't really a great surprise that Mickey got a second yellow for that. So, obviously a great shame.
I sort of agree with you, Jake, as well with regards to Gineppo's play acting, because I think it was it Soufal before, or I can't remember who it was. We was making a run and he fell, and I think Stevens done the same. It like you said, as soon as they went down, I think was it Vlasic or someone running down the left, and he didn't go anywhere near him. They just fell to the floor, and the ref gave a free kick.
So, yeah.
But
a load of occasions it's hard to remember who it was because there was so many times it happened throughout the game.
Yeah.
But I just before we wrap it up, because there's not really much to do. There wasn't any goals or anything.
We've done one to do 32 minutes out of a 0-0.
What did you make of Thomas Souček yesterday?
I think the amount of games he's played over the past year, and obviously in nationals and stuff, I think caught up with him yesterday. I thought he was that's most drained I've seen him. I think he was pretty flat. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't blame him, can you? For goodness' sake,
No.
Look, I didn't think he was that bad, to be honest with you. I thought he had an okay game. He wasn't as effective as we would have liked, but we sit here now and we think, oh, can we please not take these players out to Vienna or wherever? But we're going to have to, because these players, they need these breaks, and you think, can just Soufal and these players, can they just not go on international duty because there's more travelling, it's more football that really, as West Ham fans, we don't want them to be playing, and it's just frustrating that obviously it is catching up with them now. And as much it's our first whatever big Europe game in however long, it's almost like we don't almost want it quite yet because we need to recover after that game. What is it now? Sunday. So Thursday we're back again, and then Sunday, and then is it Tuesday in the Carabao Cup? These games just keep on coming, and it's difficult for the likes of Rice and Souček. Soufal, I don't think it's really bothered him, to be honest. He just keeps on going. But yeah, Souček, I think it is catching up on him.
Yeah, he just wasn't effective of getting in the box. I know he got in there a couple of times, but he just don't really seem himself. I'm not trying to criticise him. I'm just saying maybe that was a reason why we weren't his late runs into the box to cause havoc, but he just wasn't.
Sorry, and if he was fully sort of switched on, he gets that header in the second half from Bowen's corner. Yeah, rather than miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, rather than miss the ball entirely.
Yeah, no, definitely 100%. I just want to thank you both for coming on and trying to. We've done a video for 35 minutes on a nil-nil draw. A nil-nil draw. But before we go, we'll start with you, Bill. You sort of done it on the other show, but you're more than welcome. Do you just want to give an insight of where people can find you and what you do, etc.?
Yeah, sure. So you can follow me on the Twitter handles below, and I've got my own YouTube channel, Garage Football. So similar to like sort of James Alcott, Under the Cosh, Spencer FC, all those general football channels. vlogs, watch-alongs, live streams, etc. So I've just uploaded a vlog from yesterday's game. So yeah, click the link and subscribe and enjoy.
Yeah, I've also put it in the description below, people, as well in the video. So if you wanna, you can find it that way. Thanks for coming on, Bill. And lastly, Jake, I will sort it out after, but I've only got your YouTube link in there. But
That's all right.
I think a lot of people know who you are. But do you just want to give a plug?
Yeah, West Ham Unofficial on YouTube, as you can see on the link there. Premier League shows, West Ham shows, previews, reviews, the lot there on West Ham Unofficial. But more importantly, you want to subscribe to West Ham Reunited. Come on, we want 100 for Andy. Hashtag we want 100 for Andy. What are we up to now?
83, I think. We're on 83. So if we could get 100 by the end of the week, I'll be happy, and then I can
85,
actually change.
Andy. 85.
85 subscribers. So if we can get that, I can have the name as you. I can have West Ham Reunited. YouTube.com/. West Ham Reunited by the end of the week. That would be amazing instead of this random gibberish what we've got at the minute. But yeah, no, like I said, gents, I really do appreciate you coming on and trying to keep it as entertaining as we can. Let me just
what it is, 2 0-0 draws in a row from Southampton. The one in December. Obviously we had the 2 0-0 draws between West Ham and Southampton at St Mary's in a row. Hopefully next time we can break the curse.
Yeah, no, definitely. But like you said, we're still unbeaten. I think that's like 9 games or something. We haven't. So they're our new side. But unfortunately, it wasn't the 3 points what we wanted. But we move on to our first European game on Thursday. I'm guessing Bill, Jake, everyone will be doing previews, and like I said, I'm really excited, and I can't wait for Thursday. Really, to be honest.
Yeah, buzzing. Yeah,
Definitely.
Really looking forward to it.
Yeah. One thing left from all of us. It is